What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. In today's episode, we're going to be doing something a little bit more on the entertainment side. We're going to be talking about the top 5 wrong shiny variants that were added into Pokemon Go. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this now actually is because of the first Pokemon that we'll talk about, and that is Staryu. So Staryu ended up getting its shiny variant added in for Enigma Week of 2020, and when I saw this shiny sprite, I was saying to myself, dude, this looks incredible. You got the green on the gold on the blue. It looks fantastic, but slowly but surely I started noticing comments of people saying, why did Niantic change the sprite? What is Niantic doing? Why would Niantic go ahead and change it? So I had to actually do some research on this and realized that the reason why people were not really outraged, just more or less curious as to why Niantic would do this, the actual shiny Staryu is supposed to be more of a white color, and in the past it was a little bit greener, but once it got its final update, which is what you're seeing here, it's more of a white color. So of course, I started thinking, are there other Pokemon that have something similar happen to this? And then more importantly, did those shiny variants end up getting updated? Are we going to see this shiny Staryu going from a green over to a white? As far as some of this Pokemon on the list, we have seen some updates, but I would love to know what you think about that. I actually would kind of low-key like to keep the green one. I think it looks great, but I would love to know what you think about that in the comment section below. So this could end up being a little bit longer, so we're actually going to go ahead and jump into this. If you do enjoy it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. But let's go ahead and jump into the number 2 spot. So anyways, when we go ahead and talk about the second Pokemon, all of the OGs out there are going to remember the craze when Zapdos ended up being released into the raid system. People were going crazy because they got the shiny variant as the normal variant. So let me go ahead and explain that, because it is seriously a really cool story. So as far as the Pokemon are concerned, we end up seeing that there were, of course, 2 variations added into Pokemon Go. We've got the normal as well as the shiny. That's something we are very familiar with. And as far as the differences, as you can see, the shiny is way more vibrant. And then of course, when you're talking about the legs, for example, you can see that that normal form is definitely more of a yellow, when that shiny variation is a little bit more of an orange. Okay, anyways, that was an accident, but yeah. So we've got a little bit more of an orange color going on. So you can imagine how surprised everyone was when this Zapdos ended up being the one released. And you're saying to yourself, wait a minute, that looks oddly like the shiny variation. And it kind of was. So Niantic had to actually end up updating their sprites altogether. And I've got this really cool graph to show you. So basically, this weird kind of like mix between the two ended up being released as the normal form. So this Pokemon here ended up being created and of course released. So we end up seeing that the old one never made it into Pokemon Go, despite it actually being loaded in. We ended up getting this new one being added in, and so many people thought they had a shiny variation because the normal form was messed up and looked just like the shiny. So go ahead and let me know how close these look. This just looks crazy that we're seeing something with a lot of orange, especially in the legs, when the regular Zapdos doesn't have any type of orange whatsoever. And then of course, to get a little bit more of a close-up, here is that shiny variation, definitely on that orange side. But like we said, with that regular form, it should have been more yellow, but it ended up being orange, which caused some incredible confusion when that first got released. So now let's go ahead and get into the third Pokemon on this list. We're talking about Gastly. So Gastly has an interesting situation that ended up occurring. So as you can see, definitely going to be a shiny, but something weird ended up happening. A shiny Gastly accidentally ended up getting the regular Gastly's gas. And when that first was released, way back before Community Day or anything like that, people were so confused, saying, what is going on with this shiny? Why isn't it the blue that of course we can see today? The shiny Gastly ended up being corrected. This is proper from the main series where it is more of a blue color, but when Gastly was first released, it actually ended up having purple smoke, which is just so crazy. And then of course ended up being updated. I actually found a tweet from Krails who pointed this out, saying that the Gastly sprite was finally updated on November 6th of 2018 to actually be the correct one. So definitely a big upgrade. So this is what kind of worries me about Staryu, that we are gonna end up seeing an upgrade to it where the green goes away. Hopefully that will not happen, but it could. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into the next Pokemon. Now this is just a crazy one. This is a little bit more on the glitch side of this, but once we end up seeing Gastly kind of getting updated, we end up seeing other Pokemon really suffering from this and also having issues. Specifically in this case, talking about Koffing. So Koffing is supposed to have purple smoke for the shiny variation, but as you can see kind of in the background, you're seeing more of that grayish green type color, and that is actually the smoke for the regular form. There ended up being some glitches where this shiny Koffing ended up having both of the smoke for the regular as well as the shiny, while the regular Koffing just had its regular smoke. So this ended up being a glitch for some period of time, and I wish I had myself a shiny Koffing at the time. Well, heck, I don't even have one now, but to have one and it getting the incorrect smoke while also simultaneously getting the correct smoke at the same time is something pretty cool, and of course is an error on Niantic's behalf, but it's still a pretty cool one. So definitely let me know if you end up getting yourself this during this time period. But as you can see, Koffing was eventually corrected, and now it's just going to be that regular purple smoke. But we end up seeing some glitches going on, and like I said with Gastly, even though Gastly got its color updated, it still ended up suffering from the exact same issues where we are seeing the regular as well as that blue smoke at the same time, so you can really see the major differences between them. But Gastly and Koffing did have something different going on between them. For whatever reason, Gastly was incorrect, but once it made it to Haunter, it was correct. Once it eventually made it to Gengar, Gengar was correct. However, on the flip side of this, when we're talking about the Koffing family, the same issue ended up happening to Weezing, which is why I wanted to throw it on this list, where it ended up having an issue with the smoke as well, where it was actually showcasing both types of smoke at the same time on the shiny variation. And all in all, I mean, I had to really dig deep to kind of find all of these issues. There really haven't been that many in Pokemon Go. So I of course wanted to pick out the top 5 that were absolutely the most noticeable. But if there's anybody out there who has a lot of knowledge about the main series shiny sprites and there's a Pokemon that I missed, I would love for you to put that in the comment section below and let me know what your favorite shiny variation is in Pokemon Go as the question of the day. Make sure to put that in the comment section below, and I will see you next time. Huge shout out to the supporters over at Patreon. If you would like to get exclusive perks, make sure to check out that link in the description, and I will see you next time.